Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have tutorial how I edit this photo from this to this. I took this photo with natural light, so this is my camera setting. ISO 250, shutter is 200 and aperture 1.4. I use 85mm. So let me hide this, and then you go to duplicate the layer by press Command J, and I'm gonna remove this pipe right here. Two ways you can do: you just press L on the keyboard or laser tool. You just select this area and right click and fill. Use content aware, everything leave it default and hit OK, and just boom, it's disappear. And then you go right click and hit convert to smart object. Let me remove that, and then this click the camera raw. In camera raw I increase shadow. If you go to 0, so I get a little bit more light shadow. It's 58, and highlights as well is way too bright for my taste, so I bring it down. I think 18 probably, and then temperature and 10. I want a little bit warmer, so I bring it up. And clarity, if you go too far, you can see you go to the right way too much, it's gonna look so weird. So -7 look good for me. And next thing, I go to mask. I already done this, so I'm gonna tell you step by step. First thing, I select background, all background, so I just decrease saturation -35. It's not gonna be too much color. And then decay, I want a little bit of decay, not too much. You can see that how different between decay. -7 is look okay. See that before, and this is after. And then next I go to subject. I just bring the highlight up a little bit, and then shadow, bring it down a little bit more to -18. And white, so if you see how different white, if you go too much, it's like too much contrast. I really don't want too much, so probably like this much. And temperature, I want a little bit more warm on the subject, so -2. And exposure, bring it up more, just this much. You see that before, and this is after. Next one, I use linear gradient. So you just go, they have so many choices. I use linear gradient too, and then I just drag somewhere around here on the machine. I want a little bit more yellow. I increase temperature and tint. So they see that before, and this is after. And saturation as well, bring it up, so see that before, and this is after. And next one, linear gradient, so it's gonna be in the bottom. Want to look like a vignette look, I decrease shadow again, and white just -4, and black. I usually, when I do a little bit of vignettes, I don't decrease exposure. I do both between exposure and black, and see this how it look good to my eye. So that if you bring it too much, bring a lot of contrast, kind of want too much, and bring exposure down a little bit more. This is see that before, and this is after. Not too dark, but a little bit, and nothing else. So that before, and this is after. So next one, I use linear gradient tool as well. Same thing, linear gradient tool. Just this time, just only sky. Just put detail on the sky. Just bring it down just this much. You can see before and this is after. And next one I do radial gradient tool. So radial gradient tool, and I just select just only this area, and I bring just highlight up because I want a little bit of bright coming in from this side. So increase more temperature and white and highlights. That's it. So let's check before and this is after. Just bring a little bit of warm tone on this area. And then next one, highlight on the subject. So let's check the before and this is after. So let me show you how you just go select subject and then you have 3 dots right there and intersect mark with brush. So you just brush some area you want to highlight come from the right side. So I just paint just this area, highlight comes this way. This one, my hand, I don't understand why I didn't select, but we can fix that. So let me delete this. I already done this. Alright. Let's see that before and this is after. So this I increase exposure and white and temperature. There's nothing else, just exposure, white and temperature. You can see that before and this is after. So next one I'm gonna put a little bit of light on my hand. So I use just brush. So you just use brush and then start painting on my hand. Let's see, I just increase exposure just a little bit more and do nothing else. So that before and this is after because the light come from the right side. So let's see that before camera raw and this is after camera raw. It look better already. So after you satisfy and hit OK. So next I go to level. I'm gonna bring a shadow down. Just make a little bit of small vignette in the bottom. It's at around 21. I don't want to get on the subject, so I just use black foreground and brush tool and paint around the subject. You can see I paint just red area. That's a skin tone just only on the subject hand. It's kind of too dark. So what I use just solid color and I pick the color like this color. You set to linear light and opacity 37, fill is 17. I just paint around the hand and feet. Next I use hue saturation just only on. Let's go to blue. I bring the saturation up a little bit of blue and it's just like a blue tone right here. You can see that it's changed just this much for me, and that's good. And the next one, I just want a little bit of yellow. I use solid color again and I select this color, use linear light and opacity 100, fill just 19, and just paint just around here, this area. So next I'm gonna merge everything together but still keep this layer in the bottom. So I press Shift Option Command E. It means just merge everything together and then I convert to smart object. Let me remove this. I already make a smart object, so I just change. I go to detail eye sharpening. This eye sharpening, tint and noise reduction. So if let me zoom in, it's like 0, and I bring it up just the way that I want. It's a little bit soft, smooth, probably around 19 or 21. And then color noise reduction as well. If you see that, there's not much change, but just I want a little bit smooth, soft, and that before, and this is after, and it's okay. And then I go to color lookup. Color lookup, this one I use this lot. You see I use opacity just 11, it's not too much. You see that before, and this is after. And another color lookup, that before and this is after. I use, I think, this one did lot, and opacity 13, and then another lookup, that before and this is after. I think, let me see, I use the lot, and then I group them together, that before and this after. And I create a mask because I don't want this on the subject. So when I create a mask, I use black foreground and use brush tool. If you can see, I just remove from the subject face, just like that area. So next one, I use level. It's just, if you see histogram, just have a gap here from highlight, so I brought it down until hits to the right there. And I think that's it. Let's see that before and this is after. Give a little bit of bright, so I invert this mask and I want to brush only on the subject face or this area, and I just brush on the subject face only. So another one is dodging and burning. What I use, just, you see how different dodge and burn. I love this method, like that. It's give more like a dramatic look. So what I do, I usually just use like layer and put soft light and opacity just 50%, and I fill flow with just 2% and keep opacity 100. That I do. Usually I do shadow dot, it means shadow, the black foreground I do on the subject face. If I do dot and burn on the body, I usually I'm create another layer. Same thing, I use soft light, but I use opacity 100, so I just like gets a little bit deeper right there. If you do highlights, let me remove this. I already done this. If I do highlight, I usually change to overlay and opacity just between 50 to 70, 50, and I use white foreground. You press X on the keyboard, it's changing from black to white, white to black, okay, white. So I just start flow 2%, and I just start a little bit of some area you want to highlight and search. So let me remove this. So this is dot and burn, and then I use curve. I just bring shadow up just this much and make a point right there. As you can see that before and this is after, and I bring opacity down to 34%, like give more like the hay look, and then go to another curve that bring it down a little bit more of highlights like this before and this is after. If you bring the highlight down, it means a little bit dark. You see how dark? Yeah, just like this much. I invert this much and I use gradient tool. It just like, for example, curve right, and then I bring it down. I invert this much by press Command I and I use gradient tool. This and just drag somewhere around here, just this area, so that, and I make a little bit of feather, just a small smooth in between gradient is between this, so that's before and this is after. So let me remove that before and this is after. Next one, color balance. So I use mid-tone and I bring the warm tone a little bit more to yellow, -4, and then cyan, a little bit more cyan is 2, and then highlight, same thing, highlight I need a little bit more warm, so it's gonna be toward to yellow, and then cyan a little bit of red. I think that's this before and this is after. This is before and this is after. So, and then after that, I want to merge all layers together again. I press Shift Option Command D. And then I convert to Smart Object. So this is that I play on the camera raw just a little bit. Let me go to see that the camera raw. So I use the did area to what I do. Just a little bit of more bright on the subject. This is subject, and I think I play with the highlight and then white, black. That, and then I use radio gradient tool to make more bright because I want to show light come from the right side, so that the before and this is after. Let's see what I just bring the highlight up and black down a little bit more. That's before and this after, and then so this area right here is kind of a little bit too dark, so I want a little bit warm tone, so I use radio gradients mask and bring the temperature up just a little, and then highlight and white. That's it. So that's it, that before and it's after. And another, the last one, I use linear gradient mask. So I use just this area. You see that before is way too blue for me, so I use what I do. I choose decrease saturation. I play with tint and temperature just a little bit. Get rid of blue sky. And what you do with this, so it's not gonna affect with the subject skin. What I do, I use linear and I just drag it somewhere here like that, and then subtract subject. So everything you do is not gonna affect with the subject skin. See that? Yep. And let me remove that. Okay, so this one. So this before and this is after, and hit OK. This is before and this is after. Get rid of blue sky. This thing is not important too much because I just fixing the light, so that is my skin tone a little bit more towards warm and nothing change too much level. I just make a little bit of more vignettes in the bottom. You can see that before and this is after. Make a little bit more dark, being a shadow. You see that? Just like that. Bring it to this side is make more dark. That's it. On the left side as well. So this is before and this is after. Alright, thank you so much guys for watching and see you in the next videos. Thank you. Bye bye.